Diddy's son, once surrounded by privilege and fame, has been sentenced to life in prison, shocking Hollywood and beyond. This devastating verdict reveals courtroom drama, shocking evidence, and the darker side of fame. It's a story of crime, family dynamics, and hidden realities beneath the glitz and glamour.
How are you doing this morning? How's it going, Justin? Let's see. How are you feeling this morning? How's the twin?
Was Diddy's son leading a dangerous double life unnoticed? How did powerful connections shape this shocking case? As Diddy grapples with his son's downfall, we explore the emotional toll on the Combs family, the media frenzy, and what's next for a family shattered by scandal. Don't miss this story.
All right, welcome back to Law and Crime, everybody. So we are covering this live hearing that is happening downtown in federal court in Manhattan regarding Sean Diddy Combs. There was a hearing, short hearing between the prosecution, the defense, and the judge regarding evidence, regarding discovery in this case, and it seems it's progressing its way towards a May 5th, 2025 trial date, but I'm not going to talk about it myself. I want to bring on Elizabeth Milner, who is actually in that courthouse for us. Elizabeth, so good to see you. So two things for you. A, if you could briefly describe what the scene looked like, and more specifically, what did you observe of Sean Combs, who was in that courtroom? And B, what happened in court? What were the big takeaways?
Hey, Jesse. Great to see you as always. Today was a little bit different in that I got to the courthouse got inside the courthouse, I should say, about 15 minutes before 1 p.m. That shows you how early I was in there.
The courtroom fell silent as Diddy's son was sentenced to life imprisonment, concluding a gripping trial. Charged with conspiracy, assault, and organized crime, irrefutable evidence, including testimonies and surveillance footage, sealed his fate. The judge called the sentence a deterrent, highlighting the responsibility that comes with privilege and power.
He looked back immediately. He smiled. He beamed up. He waved at at his two sons, and just kind of gave them a little bit of, it's a good to see you type of feeling. That's what I was gathering from inside that courtroom. Now, again, I want to remind our viewers that when we're inside federal court, again, there's no cameras, which, Jesse, I'm sure you have already mentioned that part. But, even for us journalists, with the exception of some who get a special permission of that, we just are relying on a notebook, a notepad, a pen, a pencil, in order to kind of take notes to see what is all going on. I can't even take my Apple Watch inside that courtroom whenever there's a hearing. I have to turn that in. I have to turn my laptop in. Of course, I have to turn my phone in. So we're kind of just eye-watching everything that's going on. Now, when Christian and Justin came inside that courtroom, they were actually sitting just right across from me over on the left side of the gallery. So what I was seeing from both of his sons was a little bit of leg shaking, what I perceived to be a little prayer right before the
Reactions to the sentencing were divided. Diddy appeared shaken but remained composed, while his son showed little emotion. The defense announced plans to appeal, citing potential trial biases. Public opinion was split. Some praised the verdict as justice served, while others questioned its fairness, citing the impact of media coverage.
5 more months that Diddy is still behind bars until we kind of see how this entire trial plays out. But for the most part, that's what I gathered from this really quick hearing.
Listen, Elizabeth, that is incredibly helpful, and also it's great that somebody drove by with a great taste in music as well. That's a side note, but I will say now we kind of know where this is going. I'm still surprised this is headed towards a May trial date. We shall see what happens. Elizabeth Milner, thank you so much for going down to the courthouse, reporting back to us, and great reporting as always. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Jesse.
All right. So we're going to take a quick break. Again, I want to thank my guests, Elizabeth Vulai and Safa Robinson-Ferrer, for coming on. Thank you both so much. Really appreciate it. Great insight and breaking down our questions and also the questions from our viewers. Stay with us. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to get 2 more people on to break down some more things that are happening in this case. Stay with us here on Law and Crime. We'll be right back.
Diddy's son's downfall began with alleged ties to a powerful, covert criminal network. Prosecutors revealed a web of illicit activities, implicating him as a key intermediary bridging Hollywood's glamour and the underworld's operations. Accusations ranged from facilitating money laundering to trafficking, leaving many stunned by the stark contrast between his celebrity lifestyle and criminal associations. Evidence included encrypted communications and financial transfers directly linking him to the network. Investigators identified several key associates who were instrumental in orchestrating these operations, many of whom have been arrested or are under investigation. The revelations shocked the public and rocked the Combs family.
Pick your son.
What did you say to him when you visited him in court? Is he doing? What are you doing today?
Law enforcement detailed the challenges of building the case, emphasizing the suspect's use of sophisticated methods to evade detection. The FBI credited a whistleblower for providing crucial information that cracked the case. During the trial, prosecutors highlighted how his dual identity enabled him to exploit both worlds, leaving destruction behind.
Bernie, Justin, thanks for being here. As you know, Diddy was kept behind bars after his arrest this week, and a judge denied him bail. In your opinion, how do you think he's adjusting to life in a federal detention center right now?
If Sean Combs is focusing on things he cannot control, he will have a miserable experience. When he can call home, when he can visit, the living conditions, exercising maybe an hour a day, showering a few hours a week, if he fixates on that, it is going to be miserable, and every day will feel like a year. On the other hand, if he can learn from those who have come before him and master the experience, my business partner served 26 consecutive years for a nonviolent crime, including 8 years in the penitentiary. He never complained. He focused on his family, trying to prove worthy of the love and support of his family. If he can do that, the experience, it won't be easy. I'm not insane. It will be more bearable. The choice is up to him.
And as far as we know right now, he has been kept in solitary confinement, or the SHU right now, and he's been on
Hollywood privilege clashed with harsh reality as Diddy's son balanced a life of luxury, red carpets, private jets, and expensive cars, with his secret criminal underworld. His stark duality captivated and outraged the public as revelations unfolded. Insiders suggest the pressures of living in Diddy's shadow drove him toward risky associations. Minor infractions reportedly escalated, ultimately entangling him deeply in a criminal network, exposing a hidden side to his privileged life.
As a man going from private chefs and food from across the world to a set menu just like any other detainee or inmate, what can you tell us about the food in the commissary in a place like the Federal Detention Center in Brooklyn?
It's a difference. That much I can tell you. You're going to have a lot of starchy food, cereals. If you get any vegetables at all, they're old, so to speak. They are not fresh. Same fruits and vegetables, no good. A lot of processed food, some rice and beans and muffins and things that generally most people don't like to eat. It's not terribly healthy. And again, the government wants to say that is a consequence of this process. So certainly it is an adjustment. Most people will lose weight. And it's hard because he can't even really exercise in this environment. There's no outdoor, like I've said before, it's not one of these camps where you can walk around a track. Even in a high security penitentiary like Atlanta, there's going to be a track and outdoors. When you're in a detention center, locked down 23 hours a day, not eating healthy foods or getting your medications,
The mask of fame concealed his actions for years, enabling him to operate unnoticed. Lavish parties and high-profile collaborations acted as smokescreens, diverting suspicion. However, as his crimes escalated, the facade crumbled. His story stands as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked privilege and the extremes taken to preserve an image.
Worth hundreds of millions, even a reported $1 billion before. Do you think it'll present any type of problem that he could end up getting any type of special treatment?
Certainly, there could be staff who admire him, sycophants who want to kiss up to him in predictable fashion because he's a celebrity. There will be some prisoners totally enamored by him. Some won't care. So you could expect at some point prisoners could offer, it could be drugs. We see iPhones that are very pervasive inside of these prisons. It's been a huge problem for the Federal Bureau of Prisons. So it's also going to ensure that he doesn't, Oscar Wilde said he could resist anything but temptation. If there's temptation presented to him and he gives in, what does that do? It could exacerbate his struggles because the government can say he can't even control himself in a lockdown environment. That's why he's not free, Your Honor. So temptations eventually will make its way to him, potentially from staff and prisoners. And if he cares most about his family and getting the best outcome possible, it's going to...
Diddy, known for his image of success and family values, faces heartbreak over his son's sentencing. Publicly expressing sorrow, sources reveal private struggles with tension and regret. Attempts to intervene in his son's behavior reportedly failed, straining relationships. The family remains divided, with some supporting and others distancing themselves.
Like I had mentioned before, I'm sure Diddy and his defense attorney were both left stunned, knowing that he'll now have to prepare for his trial behind bars as he wasn't given bail. What can you tell us about a high-profile celebrity like Diddy now having to prep for trial in a federal detention center?
I think it was the philosopher George Santayana that said those who don't understand history are doomed to repeat it. So we have these high-profile celebrities: Elizabeth Holmes, Sam Bankman-Fried, Robert Menendez, who was convicted at trial, tried to blame the conviction or the conduct on his sick wife. So we have those who have come before us who continue to go down this path of blaming and excusing, never identifying with victims, or at least acknowledging they could have done anything wrong. And I would say, if that's what you want to do, cool. Own it and understand the consequences that follow. So there are probably enablers, lawyers, friends, and family telling him what he wants to hear at great expense. Though if convicted, he's the one that has to serve that lengthy federal prison sentence. He's the one that will endure that pain and regret of not having made better decisions, including decisions he...
The scandal has severely impacted the Combs family's once esteemed reputation. Once a symbol of success and resilience, their name now faces intense scrutiny. Diddy has hinted at parenting regrets, reflecting on the delicate balance between providing opportunities and enabling harm. Negative social influences also played a pivotal role, with friends and associates encouraging or participating in criminal activities, further driving his son into a perilous lifestyle. This saga highlights the complexities of balancing fame and family, as well as the dangers of surrounding oneself with enablers in the spotlight.
Well, a lot of rumors are flying.
The rumors are that Diddy was running some kind of Epstein type deal where he was filming everybody, right?
That's the rumors. Yeah, I don't know that there's any proof for that.
Dude, when Homeland Security invade your house, you got problems with dudes with guns and body armor.
Someone said that they weren't there to take stuff, they were there to delete everything. The real people that were in there, you know.
Oh,
Like
that's
the same
funny.
thing with Epstein.
Oh, that's funny. Sometimes you have to tell Diddy no.
Oh man, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh man.
Sean Diddy Combs' alleged list of accomplices to be revealed soon. The names will shock you. Attorney says, whoa.
I think he's gonna sing. Hey, if I got invited to the white party, I'd have gone.
Especially if you didn't know.
Of course, no one know. No one
Right.
knew.
If
And
you
then
don't know, you're
find
just a
out.
celebrity, and you know, oh, Jennifer Lopez is going to be there. Oh, Rick
That's what I'm
Ross is
saying.
going to be there. Everyone's going to be there.
And-
That would be a cool place. I want to meet those people.
Fact.
There's just been a shocking revelation from federal authorities regarding a highly private and scandalous video involving none other than Jay-Z and Beyonce, reportedly taken during a wild party hosted by Diddy. Apparently, during a Homeland Security raid on Diddy's properties, some rather intriguing discoveries were made, including compromising footage featuring numerous beloved celebrities caught in scandalous situations. Speculation is rife that Diddy intentionally leaked this footage to authorities as a form of revenge against the Carters, allegedly due to their perceived lack of support during his legal battles. It seems he's on a mission to embarrass them at any cost. Adding fuel to the fire, an unsettling audio clip allegedly featuring Meek Mill and Diddy has surfaced, courtesy of Diddy's former bodyguard.
High society peer pressure played a significant role in Diddy's son's decisions. Surrounded by wealth and power, he felt pressured to maintain an image of invincibility. The celebrity culture blurred the line between fun and crime. The prosecution presented solid evidence, including digital communications, financial records, and testimonies from former associates, painting a clear picture of his criminal involvement.
Joining me now, Brian Claypool, a criminal defense attorney. So, Brian, what Matt was just talking about, these so-called freak-offs, these were no secret. So he'd been openly bragging about these wild parties. You know, there's like sex parties, and it looks like, you know, there were probably lots of other things going on there too. But he was bragging about this for, what, a couple of decades. Watch.
This is what you need to do. Women, beautiful women. We need alcohols.
Right.
Alcohols.
Right. Not just one alcohol.
Alcohols.
Right. Just a different
Plurals.
blend. You need
Blends.
the ladies, you need the booze. Right.
Gotta
right.
keep them there.
Right.
You need locks on the doors.
Okay, this is sounding kind of dangerous now.
It's a little kinky, but
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Brian, that was creepy, but what took the Fed so long to do something?
Hey, Laura, always great to be with you. Yeah, I think it's I'm in LA. It's the Hollywood celebrity path to justice where we simply look at a clip like that and we laugh and giggle about, oh, let's get alcohol, let's get drugs, let's get all these ladies at a party. You know, for years, P. Diddy's gotten a hall pass. He's actually created his own kingdom where he makes his own rules, and you got to follow his rules or you get penalized. And guess what, Laura? He's now in a federal penitentiary, and for the first time in his life, he's facing his own fate at the hands of somebody else. And I will tell you, Laura, I've done federal cases, that's not the place you want to be in federal court. 90% of federal criminal indictments brought down are pled out, right? A plea deal is brought. And of the only 10% left, 90% of those defendants that go to trial, they lose. So he is looking at a daunting uphill battle to fight these horrible charges.
The evidence against Diddy's son was damning, with intercepted messages confirming his leadership role in orchestrating criminal activities. Witnesses provided crucial testimonies detailing his methods and connections within the criminal network, painting him as a central figure in the operation. The sentencing sparked an overwhelming media frenzy, with news outlets worldwide covering every detail of the trial. Social media exploded with debates, hashtags, and emotional reactions. The public was divided. Some sympathized with Diddy's son, blaming the pressures of fame, while others insisted that justice must prevail, regardless of his celebrity status. The case quickly became a cultural and legal flashpoint.
We know people are depraved enough to try to get straight guys to suck their dick. We've all heard of it.
The P. Diddy quote is Jaguar Wright said this, an ex-employee of him. He goes, if you can get a man to suck you can do anything.
Because like someone who has that kind of money, for her, $10 million, it sounds crazy to say this, but I believe that for Beyonce and Jay-Z, $10 million is not noticeable. It's not going to change their life at all.
It won't change your life, but you still notice. Like
I think they're billionaires, dude.
Beyonce's got almost $1 billion.
Yeah, and I think he has $1 billion as well.
Interesting.
I don't think they're going to notice. So that's like not going to change your lifestyle.
But it could get you out of your house to go do a thing that puts you in the news.
Is that what you want?
The reactions from high-profile figures only intensified the media frenzy. While some celebrities publicly supported Diddy and his family, many others chose to stay silent, avoiding association with such a controversial case. This silence reflected the discomfort many in Hollywood felt about how to address a scandal that hit the industry's core. The case also highlighted a troubling trend in Hollywood, how wealth and privilege often shield individuals from accountability, enabling risky behavior. This insular world perpetuates misconduct, with a pressure to maintain an impeccable image compounding the challenges faced by celebrity families who may struggle to control their public personas.
Do not entertain none of this nonsense and nothing over the phone. I'm gonna need you to get rid of all the leftover pizza boxes.
The what?
All the boxes left over from the pizza. All the boxes.
Okay.
Make sure you recycle the plastic like we talked about.
Yeah.
Did Jay reach out yet?
Nah, Bob. He ghosting.
What the f*** is this motherfucker doing? These things sweet now because I'm in here.
This is all good. You about to get out on bail.
No. Hey, yo, check this out. Need you to reach out to the producer. Let these motherfuckers know there's a release date for that new Netflix movie.
Alright, Pop. It's crazy right now.
Everybody out there quiet as a motherfucker.
Yeah?
Yeah, exactly. We gonna let them have a little fun, but I'm still gonna have the last laugh.
What about all these lawsuits, though, Pop?
Ain't none of them getting shit. I ain't worth nothing. Ain't got shit in my name anyway. Don't even worry about it. Bunch of money hungry.
Critics have questioned whether the justice system's handling of the case was swayed by public interest. Some argue that the life sentence was a necessary step to hold the elite accountable, while others believe intense media scrutiny may have influenced the severity of the punishment. This debate has sparked discussions about how privilege should be addressed in criminal cases and whether equal standards are applied. The emotional fallout from the sentencing has deeply affected Diddy's family, with reports of a growing divide. While some advocate for damage control to protect their public image, others call for introspection and meaningful change to address the tragedy.
During years-long fall from grace for the man once known as hip-hop's wealthiest mogul. His business empire estimated at $1 billion by Forbes just 2 years ago. Now held without bond in a Brooklyn jail cell at the center of lawsuits, raids on his home, and now a scathing federal indictment. So how did one of the world's richest and most well-known rappers, known for a lifestyle of excess with yachts, private jets, sports cars, fur coats, and women, end up trading in his $50 million Miami mansion for a prison jumpsuit and a bunk with crypto fraudster Sam Bankman-Fried? It was one of those women coming forward with explosive allegations who brought it all crashing down. On November 16, 2023, R&B singer Cassie Ventura filing a bombshell lawsuit. With accusations so salacious, it was emblazoned with a trigger warning on the first page.
Music mogul Sean Diddy Combs, accused of rape, sex trafficking by his ex-girlfriend.
Describing the music mogul as a vicious, cruel, and controlling man.
The singer Cassie says the incidents occurred throughout her 10-year relationship with Combs.
Cassie saying she was subject to savage beatings set off by Diddy's uncontrollable rage. The lawsuit claiming he plied her with drugs and forced her to have days-long sex sessions with male sex workers, a practice the suit says Diddy dubbed freak-offs, language now echoed by the federal indictment against him. Combs vehemently denying the accusations, then settling the suit the very next day.
In a New York lawsuit filed by R&B singer Cassie, word of a settlement overnight.
More than 24 hours ago, damning
Diddy's reputation, once defined by his success as a music mogul and business innovator, has been severely damaged by this scandal. While his professional achievements remain remarkable, the controversy threatens to overshadow them, leaving a lasting mark on his legacy. Public perception has shifted, with many questioning the role of his parenting and influence in his son's downfall. This scrutiny has extended to the broader family dynamic, revealing cracks that were previously concealed.
Surgery. I'm not insecure because I would have got plastic surgery. So their argument of Maya's fucking insecure, that's why she needs to fucking massage her ego, fails. Fails because you turn around and ask her, what women do you know who hasn't had plastic surgery around you? All of them have. I'm the only one who didn't, which already proves the fact it's not insecurity. Because if I was insecure, I would have done that 100 times over. Even when I met Jay-Z and I signed to Rock Nation, the first thing he told me to do is get plastic surgery. And I didn't. Because it's okay. Guess what? I'm 50. And I'm totally fine with the fact I am because, yeah, I fucking took off when I was 30. Because it took 10 more fucking years than any other because I was...
All of this suggests that Jay-Z is clearly into them young. As Kendrick Lamar will call it, Jay-Z seems to be a certified PDF file. Add this with his close relationship to Diddy, who has also been accused of going after them young. These allegations don't seem far-fetched at all. Think about it. There was no way that Jay-Z didn't know what was going on at these parties.
That's what I'm saying. Look at them. Look at them two right.
We've got some breaking news to get to. A civil lawsuit has been filed against Jay-Z, saying the rapper raped a 13-year-old girl back in 2000. The suit alleges that Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, raped the girl after the Video Music Awards alongside Sean Diddy Combs. The victim says she was invited to an after-party after being spotted by a limo driver and was then assaulted by both rappers. Jay-Z is calling this a blackmail attempt. He released a statement on social media responding to the lawsuit, and Texas attorney behind the legal action saying in part, these allegations are so heinous in nature, you have made a terrible error in judgment thinking that all celebrities are the same. I look forward to showing you just how different.
The future for Diddy and his son remains uncertain. Legal experts suggest that while an appeal of the life sentence is possible, overturning the verdict will be challenging given the strong evidence. Diddy's son may pursue rehabilitation or educational opportunities to adjust to life behind bars. For Diddy, The road ahead involves rebuilding his family's image and addressing the issues that led to this crisis, potentially through public statements or private efforts. This case is a stark reminder of how quickly privilege can unravel, leaving a lasting impact on a family and their legacy. The story is far from over.